Hello everyone, give me just a second here and I will do things. Yeah, that is the ticket. There's that. Move away. Go full screen. Okay, so we have a crab mirror match. So this is going to be great. It is Kudenhita, hopefully in live, yes, okay. Kudenhita, Seeker of Air, um, with Dragon Splash. Looks like it's just for Hawk Tattoos and Togashi Acolytes, and Iron Mine is the RL card, which means Bob the Rebuilder is in here somewhere. And then we have a Keeper of Air Scorpion Splash deck. Looks like it's more Dishonor based with Marks of Shames, Meek Informants, and Backhanded Compliments. Flooded Wastes is probably on the box. And what do we got? We have one Eager Scout. That's different. Both of them are... no, actually, no, this is freaking 5 Rings DB, so yep, both of them are running at Tsuji. So, Way to Duty, Manicure Driven by Courage, Courteous Greeting, those are all good to use multiple times, and that is countered by Fertile Fields, Vassal Fields, Meditations, Shameful, and Flooded Waste. I feel like Dare has the better province lineup for Itsuji, and it looks like there's a tech problem now, so that's great. Hopefully they can get this resolved. Chess clocks are a little different now. They are 30 minutes because they added in a... Yeah, eventually it might start Medalia. I was just going over the new chess clock rules, since it's 30 minutes now instead of 45 because of the 5-second grace period on action windows. That should help offset some of the shenanigans that happened. I won't say shenanigans, that's uncharitable. An incident that happened with someone taking actions just to run out of clock. Hopefully they get started. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Monday. It's Monday, right? Yes. Feels like there's been a lot of week on this one day already. Okay. Wow, I didn't realize it would be that like 5 seconds doesn't seem like a whole lot of time. I am surprised it totals up to 10 minutes per player. They are still going, so we can look at the deck some more. Oh, there's a Huma Signaler. He was all the rage for a little while. I think he got quickly replaced by Student of Anatomies for a SAC outlet. Broker, Student, Pious Guardian's a staple now. Blatant Swindler. Give your opponent 1 honor. Okay, so it's honor-based send home. Interesting that I say interesting, we're not seeing Fire and Oil on this one. Pretty sure it's over here. It is not. Interesting. Okay, so it's not going to go for just rampant dishonor. Okay, yeah, I guess this is a game that favors a lot of decision points. Oh, and they're off and running, so I guess 5 seconds per decision point will add up very, very quickly. We see 3dcube is on the play and has mulliganed 2 from the Dynasty, dares mulliganed 3. That's fair, but I imagine we're only like, what, a couple weeks out from another resubmit? So we see a lot of Gallants and Oguri. That's going to do quite a bit of work. Signaler has to pick. No, that can be any character. I expect. Oh, really? They're not going to. I guess this runs out before pack 1 of the next cycle comes out then. So this is the meta we live in now. There's no Oguri with 1 fate. I expect we'll see Dare by the Shrewd Yasuki with some fate. Some people are stoked for this meta. Most others are not. We do see Cute and find a Pious Guardian, so that's going to help with the dishonoring. There's the Oguri dupe. Gets Caillou Envoy. It's a good find. Now all he needs is a way to sacrifice that Gallant Quartermaster. And both players are civilized and bidding 5. Okay, we see a Meek Informant come down. So let me go ahead and do a little cheating, which does not feel quite so bad. We can keep track of a hand now. Make that a little bit bigger. Okay. So we've got Bonsai Court Games, Tessin, Katana, Infiltrator, Acolyte, Watch Commander, and Way of the Crab. So I'm pretty sure that Gallant, actually Way of the Crab is probably not going to get played this round. Of course, if I put the hand up here, I can't see the cards. Because if he plays Way of the Crab and sacks the Gallant, 3dcube can go ahead and re-sacrifice the other Gallant, and both of them will gain 2 fate. So Guri goes in, coverting the Pious, I believe it was. No defense in the court games. Blue. And that is gone. Goes for an assassination. That's a big hit. Yeah, Oguri's reaction only works on defense. On offense, she's just a 1/1. The Watch Commander comes down, so it's something needs to happen to Oguri for Dare not to lose an honor. There's a pass. I expect we'll see a pass back. And he loses the Tessin. That goes away. Upside is he's got Fate for an Infiltrator. So he's not completely dead in the water here. Finds Vassal on a political air. That looks like an easy defense. That Meek Informant's not going to do much else this turn. First action is to Vassal. Doesn't have a whole lot in his hand to help with this unless he wants to play the Acolyte with no Fate, which feels like a bad idea. And the Infiltrator is not super great either for defense. Just decides to nope out of there in Funeral Pyres. We see some Seeker Fate, or some Keeper Fate being gained. Feels like going military water with the Caillou Envoy is not a terrible idea to straighten Oguri and defend against the Infiltrator. I don't think there's a whole lot left in his hand he really needs to worry about. And it looks like that's what's going to happen. Going back to Way to Duty. So maybe there's a bonsai in hand or something to make that go away. I think this Water Ring makes it so that playing the Infiltrator on defense is the correct thing to do. And then just let things be what they will be. Yep, nothing, so we see a pass. Another Honor Ping, Oguri stands. I don't think it's really worth playing into a conflict here. There's nothing in his hand besides the Bonsai and Katana, so he could get a break. But I certainly wouldn't play the Acolytes into this. I think the best call here is swing in Void. We've already seen one Oguri. Two Oguris. It decides to go Fire instead. Looks like he wants to apply some honor pressure. I'm pretty sure Oguri is going to defend here. And playing cards into this feels like a real bad idea. See a sharpened Sarahashi. And there's a pass, because any events you play will cost you an extra honor and make Oguri bigger. The upside to that turn is that Dare's going to be going first next round, and he can go Void to kill Oguri at the end of it, and snag the only Fate on rings. And the Uzumi Infiltrator's been played. Technology like this makes me so happy. My memory is turning to shit in my old age. There's a Way of the Crab in the Fate phase. Oguri dies. Surahashi goes back to his hand. That's a much better play that I should have seen since I can see the cards. Not a great flip for Dare, just the Yasuki and Disciple. Fortunately, Cute and Heat is a thing. Right now he's looking through the Cute and Hita. Gets a Signaler. What were his other choices? It's Suji and a Yasuki. Huh. 3dcube's looking at the what's inside Cute and Hita right now. And pitches a Butcher and a Funeral Pyre. I guess the favorable grounds on the table make the Butcher less of a useful character this turn. There's a return Yasuki with 2 Fate. There's another Yasuki with 2 Fate. And I think you might as well buy the Purifier Apprentice for 1. Because he doesn't have a good Way of the Crab target. We see a sudden drop from Dare. 3dcube bid 3. So he's ahead on cards, but now definitely behind on honor. That makes me believe that Dare has an assassination. Wait, no, that can't possibly be right. We know almost everything that's in his hand right now. And one of those cards is not a Watch Commander. Oh, he's got 2 cards we don't know. He's got 6 cards in hand. We know there's a Bonsai, Fine Katana, and 2 Acolytes. So he might have an Assassinate off the Funeral Pyre. I assume he's going to look for one off of Shrewd Yasuki. Watch Commander's good at negating the amount of cards that can be played. I'm pretty sure we're going to see both of them take their first turns to go find Shrewd Yasukis, or to use Shrewd Yasukis. Shrewdly, perhaps. There's the Vassal Fields activation, so now we'll probably see like meaningful things happen. See a bit of a think happening here. And some work-related things I'll need to take care of relatively soon. So the Void Ring eats the fate off of the unused Yasuki. My guess is we'll probably, depending on what ring 3dcube goes for, we might see the signaler block and stand Yasuki and bring him in. He decides to go Earth. And he's going to go explore some provinces. And finds Courteous Greeting. That's unfortunate, because the signaler will block, bow, and then favorable in the Yasuki, and then pull in the Yasuki, and then favorable out. It was an unfortunate find. Yasuki gets used, a little bit of a soft pass, so now it's on there will pass. I guess he's waiting to see if 3dcube will invest anything into this. Oh, we see a Miyako come in. Nice. Dishonors the bowed Yasuki. Kind of surprised he hasn't been pressuring the air ring. He doesn't have a whole lot in the way of forcing dishonor. And certainly dishonoring a two-fated character is not going to cause that point of honor loss anytime soon. We see him use the favorable ground to pull in the Yasuki. I'm not sure what the reasoning was behind that. So he'll take the Earth Ring. We see one Togashi Acolyte bite the dust. Right now there's at least one more in hand. Common cost stands the Yasuki. I think you run face first into Vassal again on air. So you're probably going to see a favorable ground in, because there's no reason not to. believe we are done for the turn, and I'm going to just pass on through. So that Watch Commander is going to pose some problems for 3dcube. He's going to be down to 4 honor. He's going to have all the cards he could possibly want in his hand, but he will not be able to play many of them. That Tagashi Acolyte keeps sitting in a hand that gets smaller and smaller, getting sadder and sadder. Keeps a Kasada, hoping for a dupe. There's an Utsuji. It's a lot of funeral pyres that Dare does not have the bodies for. I imagine Kyudenhita's looking for... I don't know what it could be looking for, actually. Kasada for a dupe would be good. Does not take anything. Pitches a Butcher, another Yasuki, and a Funeral Pyre. We'll see what gets found in the other Kyudenhita. And it is a Gallant Quartermaster, which is a phenomenal buy. I think we're going to see that Quartermaster get thrown on a Funeral Pyre right now. Buys Kasada with 2, because he's going to decide to do things the hard way. Miyako is his Way of the Crab defense. You see Itsuji bought with 2. Yes, Dare is saving the Quartermaster as his Way of the Crab defense. So now, Kasada is going to tax Dare's small hand, or his already small hand. So there's still a bunch of game left in this one. And I think, yeah, and there's still a ton of time left on the clock. We are about a half hour into the stream, or about 10 minutes of it was nothing. And we've eaten up, no, that can't be right, math is hard. No, we're good, yeah. So these players haven't been using the grace period egregiously. Watch Commander comes down on Kasada. Oh no, Shujizuki works if there's a holding in play, not one you control. So Storehouse Pop for more cards that he can't really play. Decides to go Fire at Weight of Duty. That's a pretty safe attack. Any defense is going to require an action to be burned before the Gallant can bow the Yasuki at home. Problem is, all the actions he has on the table basically require sacrificing, and that cost still has to be paid. Okay, burns his bonsai. The Casada tax has been played, or paid, and played. Yes, Casada is a madman canceling his own buffs. Then again, Casada's a brick shithouse, so he doesn't need more buffs. We do see the Gallant get sacrificed to battle Yasuki at home. There's going to be a pass. I imagine Dare's going to pass here as well. And Miyako gets honored. I think 3dcube has to defend here, so hopefully he's got himself a conflict character. When you're sitting at 4 honor, you can't really afford to let anything go through. Get the cheat sheet back up. Air is really the only choice you can come here with. I think you go air to force a block with the plan on going void afterwards to kill the Yasuki and make 3dcube stay honor neutral. Finding a Shameful is not great in this situation unless he's got a conflict character. Not a lot of crab conflict characters that have a bunch of political skill though. Decides to defend with the Miyako. Yep. Commits the Miyako. And he passes. Looks like he's not interested in trying to stop anything from happening here. Watch Commander also makes it really risky. Dare passes as well. He just wants to keep that pressure on him. Hopefully there's a conflict character coming down on 3dcube side. Or Common Cause. Common Cause would be really good. Oh, we see a Meek Informant show up. And now we have a new cheat sheet. I thought we were almost done. And this one's much smaller though. So, any attack is going to fail here, but I think he still has to go walk forward on water to force a defense. because otherwise you're going to lose 2 honor and a province for free if, oh sorry, 1 honor and a province if you don't force Itsuji to defend. Which is what we see happening. Decides to take Void off the table. Or thinking about it at least. That will protect his Shujisuki and keep him at 3 honor at the end of the turn. It still forces a defense. Now there's nothing that's ever going to get through this. Pass. Unless you have... Yeah, no. There's like a court game. Like you'd have to have a court games and 2 fans to win. We do see the Soul Acolyte come down. So he's just gonna probably go pick up an Earth Ring. We'll probably see an Ornate Fan played on him, and then Ceaseless Duty keep him around for next turn. I think I would have preferred 3dcube going for water here instead of Void. He can threaten a lot more. Oh, it's a military attack. The fan's not going to come down. The Bonsai will, though. Yeah, if you'd gone water, you threaten so much more with 1 fate than you do 0. And it might have given him some options to play into that last conflict, although none of those would have been good options. Finds Meditations. So we're going to see the Bonsai happen. This is the only thing I can logically assume here. Oh, does not play the Bonsai. I guess he's on plan Dishonor Victory. I guess Meditations is a relatively safe place to attack. With a Shrewd Yasuki that has no fate. Yeah, that is true. He does need the cards to burn on Kasada. Although, he can kind of work around that with Etsuji and the fact that he's got Courteous Greeting and Driven by Courage face up. He can walk at the vassal fields and burn 1 Courteous Greeting, or find an air province and burn 1 Driven by Courage for Kasada. I guess Courteous Greeting requires bowing, so that probably would be the best one. We see a Blatant Swindler and Disciple of Shinsei. So we're going to look inside Cute and Hida. I imagine on 3dcube side we're going to see those Pious Guardians bought real fast. We do see there by the Pious Guardian with 2 fate. So I think 3dcube really needs to start pushing breaks through, because that's going to be more honor gain than he can reliably cause. There's a Pious Guardian of Two Fate. Disciple of Shinsei is going to eat the Watch Commander. Cube passes. I think both players need to be cognizant of their Cute and Hida activations, because they are burning through Dynasty decks pretty quick. There's a Blatant Swindler, so that is going to send a character home. So we know for 3dcube, Flooded Waste should be on there. So if Dare does go at his face down province where Caillou Forges is, he'll have free actions to burn off of Driven by Courage. Which will help offset the Cassette attacks. Going political, definitely the thing to do. And it is the Fertile Fields, so we're going to see a Driven by Courage burn for Casada. There's a slight overdefend, because Swindler's going to send someone home. There's a big overdefend, if that's going to happen. If that's the defense, I just use the Driven by Courage twice. And then walk forward military. I mean, you can even play an Ornate Fan here to cause a response. Yeah, I think Ornate Fan on the Swindler. That puts him at winning, and any card. Oh, uses Swindler to cancel Casada. Driven by Courage. Okay, so he's going to use a Driven by Courage. I guess he assumed that he would take that honor back. I would have definitely preferred burning a Driven by Courage to Casada instead of a Swindler. Because even if you win here, yeah, I don't like that. I don't like how that played out. I think if he had used a Driven by Courage to burn Casada, not use the Swindler, Dan would be at 2 honor, and then the next conflict would have been game. Maybe. They are still relatively new cards, so interactions will get missed. Miyako over the Yasuki. Dishonors the Pious Guardian. If you attack here, I don't think that's the right play necessarily. You have to go with the face down province, which is, oh, it's manicured. That's not great either. So yeah, you might as well go at Driven by Courage. That'll force a defense. You're not getting through that attack. Especially if a Watch Commander comes down. That was probably gratuitous. I don't know what I would have saved it on. So here, you just go Military Void. Kill that Casada. And I know 3dcube went for the Ring of Capitalism on water, so hopefully he has a good way to use that fate on the defense. But I would have liked Void better. Common causes Casada up, so loses the honor preemptively. We see Itsuji stand up and at the same time kill the Watch Commander. Sneak comes down and does sneaky things on the last fate. It seems Password Hacker has joined the game. Everyone's passwords are hacked. We see a replacement Watch Commander come down. Actually, real quick, can Itsuji use those twice? Yes, you can. So he could have done the. Yep, we see Fine Katana come down. I forgot the cheat sheet. Back to Fertile Fields because it's super safe. I guess you defend with Casada because you have to. Or I mean, I guess actually if you want, you could just defend with the sneak and give up that province. And then firing Casada if you win the next conflict. because Casada's going to be 8, Pious Guardian is currently 2. It looks like he is going to cede the province. Both players pass. So now you have to go fire. God, there's no real good choices here. I guess you have to go with Driven by Courage again. Earth is definitely... Well, I guess you're getting back 1 honor from the Pious Guardian. And you can buy 1 again next turn, so assuming you survive, you can start climbing your way back out. And Earth starts negating options. It feels like a riskier play. There's the second Driven by Courage activation. There's another Fine Katana coming down. I don't know, but there's trying to tax cards out is really going to accomplish a whole lot. There's a Bonsai. No kicker. That's too risky. So there's a break, and a ceaseless duty goes away. There keeps a favor though. Casada goes away, which is going to sting a little bit, but there's probably more coming up soon. I think there really needs to see an Itsuji dupe. So now 3dcube is going to be running at Manicured Garden, I believe it was, or Fertile Fields. Manicured Gardens for the rest of the game. There's that lovely Pious Guardian honor gain. If he wants to keep that up though, he's going to have to do some hard defending. Decides he doesn't. There's his own Etsuji, which feels too little too late, and a whole bunch of characters that need sacrificing with no sacrifice outlets. That is a rough flip. So Tsuji with 2 fate. I'm pretty sure most of the conflicts are going to be at meditations on the Tau though, so he's not going to be doing a whole lot. There's a Gallant. Vanguard Warrior for after meditations on the Tau conflict. There's a student who's probably going to blanket Tsuji. It seems like another province is going to get broken here, so blanking the Pious Guardian is not necessary. Goes to take the money away, which feels like a really good strategy. 4 cards and 0 fate really does limit what you can play. Goes at Courteous Greeting. I don't know that that's super great. There could be a Miyako dupe though, or another Miyako. So we see an overdefend and a pass. Nope, Yusuke can't get used. So yeah, I think we're not going to see anything happen here. Court Games gets played. I feel like there was a better use for that, because that's, you know, one less tool you have to break a province. Upside is now he can choose to run at Vassal Fields or Meditations with no consequence. Or I guess if he wants to throw a game, he can go at Shameful. He should totally not go at Shameful. So let's go Military Air at Vassal Fields. I would actually go with the Pious and the Swindler, because that'll force an overdefend. But you need to go with Tsuji, otherwise he can play cards. And when he's got you in 4-1 cards, that can make a difference. And since he didn't go the Swindler, there's no need to overdefend. So that overdefend tells me that he has a Miyako in hand. So I think the biggest trick we can see coming is a Bonsai, plus one other card we don't know about. So really he's got 6-1 cards here. And we see 3dcube open up with a Bonsai. And there we see a Courteous Greeting, since Vassals is a Earth Province. Common Cause could fix that. And we do see the common cause. On the sneak, that feels a little awkward. I would have rather hit the quartermaster. I mean, now you have to do it again. And it looks like he remembered, or was aware to begin with, that you could do it twice on the attack. I apologize for the grunting noises my dog is making. Someone else is barking outside. Apparently not. Yeah, 11 cards, no military buffs. I think winning this conflict is kind of big. But that manages to get pushed through. So if there's a Miyako, we're going to see that come down now. And Courteous Greeting is a safe place to go. Although if you have the Miyako and you attack, you really do open yourself up to losing at the end. Oh no! Pious Guardian will keep him alive. Riley, hush. Now someone has the temerity to walk in the street where my dog can see, and she's not happy about it. We see a sneak come down. So you still got to attack with that. Go in water because it needs a defender. Problem is, the Swindler is going to stand in front of the way. Actually, no, Atsuji should stand in the way so he can't do anything, and then the Swindler should come on in and force a defense. He did until this defense. I guess he still has the bonsai, so nope, it's political. He can run it shameful. Oh, we do not see a defender. So, or we don't see a Miyako come down, so you walk the Swindler at Vassal Fields, and if a character doesn't come down, we need to see a Ceaseless or a Reprieve. Mark of Shame. Good to see an RL card make an appearance, but that's answered by an Ornate Fan. I just canceled out a cheat sheet, but that's fine. No money for a Ceaseless. I think we are at the end of the road, folks. Voids the Pious Guardian. Oh no, we're still in it. Student hasn't been used yet, so if that doesn't get used, which it did, now we're at game. There's a GG. There's a reflexive Vanguard sack. And that is that. And there's the official death. Okay, so for reference, uh, 20 minutes got burned on Dare's clock, 25 on 3D cubes, so we're at 45 minutes played. Stream's been for an hour and 5 minutes, minus the 10 for starting up, so about 10 minutes. You were very correct in that assessment, and that was a very well played game by both parties. I don't think, if this wasn't a craft mirror, I think Marcus Shane might have been more useful. Both players having access to Pious Guardian. Uh, Also, like, Crab can do a good Dishonor game, but I think the trickle up from Pious Guardian is enough to shut down that game plan. But thank you all for joining, and I will see you on the next one.